Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. I'm going to do something a little bit different for this collective today because the collective I'm tapping into today is quite a mature collective when it comes to the journey. So maybe soon you won't need me. You won't need me to tap into this collective. You won't need me to tell me where you are because you're going to be really anchored in your divine feminine. Whether you are in external union or not, it doesn't matter. It's not the union that makes us divine feminines. Union is just a construct. It's just a milestone. It's not what coronates our journey. And it's something that we learn on this journey as well. So what I want to do is I want to do sort of a mixed spread of different cards and different oracles overall for where you are when it comes to healing, where you are when it comes to your mission, where you are when it comes to your connection, healing your connection. Because you know that those are the three things that we have to conquer on this journey to finalize the journey. And then we're going to tap a little bit into the energy of your masculine and the energy of maybe overall where you are when it comes to the connection, things coming into fruition. And we're going to see. Do you still need me or not? So let's go. Let's start from healing. Where is this collective when it comes to your healing journey? Let's do two. Let's maybe do three of tarot, three of my oracle, and then we're going to do a couple of other oracles to confirm. Woo! Free cards! There it is! Free cards! Magic! We have free cards. All right, and they're face down, so let's see. We have the Empress. I was right. Not that I'm never, but we have Page of Swords and we have the Hanged Man. Really beautiful energy, you guys. We're gonna do three on top of that. We're gonna do three of mine. Before I start, walking you through this, I want to have everything on the table. But Empress being your first cards, you would be in your divine feminine. Okay. One more. Alright. Okay. Nice cards we have. We have Release Assumptions. This is number 52. We have Focus. This is number 33, sorry. Divine Feminine category and Growth, and another one of Growth, 47, Seek Your Purpose. Let's do one out of these. One emotion. Success! Yes! I'm loving this energy for you. I feel like this collective, when it comes to healing, you are. We have two. I wanted one, but that's okay. We have Cobra and we have the Eagle. They really have crossed the bridge when it comes to healing. And one of these. The Divine Masculine, that's interesting. Maybe... Number 12. We have two number 12, so 12 will be important when it comes to your healing, but it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful angel number. 12 is union. I feel this collective. All right, having all the cards on the table. I feel this collective. When it comes to your healing journey, you would have, as I always say, it crossed the bridge, right? So your overall healing is, I feel, complete. We'll tap into the details in a moment, but you guys know how I always say to you that and many times you're going to hear this opinion online that healing lasts your whole lifetime. It's not true, right? It may be the case for many, many people who are not yet in the energy of completion, who are not yet in the energy of final lifetimes, right? But when you are someone who walks the path of true spiritual awakening, to walk towards Christ consciousness, to awaken, to be a spiritual teacher, to truly have Kundalini awakening, which is very few people on this earth, but we're still here. For those people, when you really jump on the journey of healing, right? Dedicate yourself to healing for years, every day, you do cross the bridge. And you find yourself in a place of inner union, in a place of wholeness, in a place of when you are healed, when you would have integrated all your shadows, given love to all your shadows, accepted, you stand in your authenticity, you stand in your truth, you stand in your light. And from then on, of course, you're going to be growing, you're going to be expanding, you're going to be ascending, right? That is something that we always do till this body is ash. But the healing is over. The healing is over. The father wound, the mother wound, the sister wound, all integrated. You're whole, right? So I feel there are still some bits and pieces because we're not having the Empress here, right? We're having the High Priestess. We're having the Empress. So you would be in your divine feminine. You would be as well in a state of surrendering right now. So again, don't make this fit. You would be in a state of you really trust. You really trust. You trust that you were meant to be awakened to your divinity through the journey of twin flames. You trust that one day you will be reunited with your king. You trust that you will be shown the path of your mission, that you will be guided where you need to go. You live in a moment. You live in the present moment. You're still learning, but I was looking at this Page of Swords as more of a, you walk the path of learning. So everything that I just said, you would understand that there's always space for learning, that there's always space for expansion. But it also in a sense of a messenger of truth, right? I feel like when it comes to healing, maybe we'll tap into your path, that maybe you are someone that you help others to heal as well. In a sense of all healers help others to heal, but I mean in a sense of finding your own truth, speaking your own truth. There may be still little bits and pieces. We have release assumptions, so maybe there is still something that you're working on when it comes to your healing, or you're still guided to work on that. Every time we think we know what motivates others or why they behave certain way, we are making an assumption, a blind guess that is nothing but a projection coming from fear and judgment. We are attempting to fill the gap of missing information, oftentimes without knowing enough about another person or their journey. Don't go beyond of what you know with certainty. Move from fear to love, from assumptions to benefit of the doubt. Embrace the state of not having all the answers. It is not your job to understand others nor their motives. Remember, we all have our unique paths. Connect to your heart space and activate compassion. So maybe you still sometimes occasionally do make an assumptions. Maybe you sometimes catch yourself thinking that, whether that's with your masculine, we'll tap into that energy separately, but you catch yourself, something happens, something activates still, that because again, we're always going to have those shadows. They're always going to get activated. But the difference is that when we're healed, we're very aware. We know when they're coming. We told them to keep them at bay, right? We hold the reins. We're in control. We don't act on that shadows. It remains inside of us, right? So despite the fact you don't act on your shadows, maybe you still have moments of, oh, this is happening, maybe this is what this person feels, maybe this is what this person thinks of me, or maybe this is what happening, assumptions. So try to release that, try to work on that a little bit more. We have focus as well. Let me read through that. You are being asked to focus your attention. There are moments in your spiritual journey when we must embrace chaos, unknown future, and a limited number of options ahead. When we take our first step on this path of awakening, our new reality is so exciting. We wander around like a wild-eyed child, wanting to explore everything and learn it all. A moment comes, however, when we must focus our energy and connect to our true purpose with clear intention. To one day develop your craft, you must know who you are and what you came here to do. You are asked to focus your energy on a target and create tangible plans for your aligned mission. And it's funny because I was looking at this card and she has this energy of like focus, right? But I am a little bit, because we are doing your healing, right? We're not doing your purpose. And you have focus on your purpose and you have seek your purpose as well when it comes to that healing part. But what I'm hearing, to be honest, that you are your purpose. So maybe that's something that you still need to figure out. We're going to tap into the purpose, so we're going to get more clarity. But I oftentimes say this to you guys, the feminine on a journey sometimes gets lost to and obsessed a little bit even. What is my purpose? What am I going to be doing? What my craft will be? I have to be doing it. I have to be, right? Tap into abundance. And you are your purpose. You are your purpose. We always ultimately tap into our craft, tap into our mission, activate abundance from that mission. But it may be for a very long time that you need to learn and you need to understand that the craft may be changing throughout your life, that the mission may be being adjusted by your guides, but it is you. It is ultimately you. So remember that always. Maybe that's still something that you need to heal. It is nothing external. It is not the cards. It is not the customers. It may be changing, but it is always you, right? We talk about this a lot, but there is an energy of success. Maybe that's a little bit of that divine masculine. Maybe you still need to heal your masculine within. Maybe this, I feel like it wouldn't be healing. I feel like this collective, you really are in inner union. But maybe you need to trust a little bit more in your divine masculine. Work on that internal relationship of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the relationship with success, the relationship with your purpose, to understand that it is you. You are the prize. You are the goal of this whole shebang, right? Because I feel like you're reaching that point when the student is ready, not for the master to be, but you're ready to become the master. I feel like there may be a bit of a shift. Again, healing is connected to your path for this collective, for this reading, because I'm sensing that confirmation that you're reaching this point when it comes to your healing, that they're preparing you for something, maybe for a release, maybe to throw you into really your karmic, destined, dharmic path of success, of becoming that teacher. Let's tap into that. Let's tap into your path. We've done healing. Let's tap into your path, your mission. Path, purpose, mission. Path, purpose, mission. Where we are for this collective. Path, purpose, mission. Okay. We have the Star, which is a beautiful card. We have Judgment. I feel like I was onto something. We have some powerful cards for your path, purpose, mission. And we have Strength. We have Strength. Four of Cups. Maybe you have been in this moment of, you felt that you were healed for some time and that you were ready for certain things and things were not coming into fruition. But you guys, every journey, I always say this to you, guys, every journey is very, very unique, right? Some of us are really meant to hold space for people. It's really different. How do I explain this to you? It's really different, not that it's inferior, superior, but it's really different to be one of those healers that interact with anyone, right? So let's say you're a herbalist, or let's say you're Reiki, right? And let's say you're a spiritual masseuse. You do like body therapy, and you have a lot of people literally, or you're yoga master, right? You're gonna have people coming to you from the street, right? And you're going to be introducing them into a path of spirituality, into a path of truth, right? That's one type of healer, but some healers are meant to create other healers. So when we talk about healers, for example, like myself, they're meant to work with the divines. Divines are those on those last lifetimes, on those last the final path, the grand finale, right? So it's a different to be, it's like when you look at a corporate structure, it's a funny example, but it's coming to my mind, so maybe some of you worked in it. It's a different to be a leader that is a leader, like a team leader of like dozens of people that are on entry level, and it's a different to lead people who are already senior leaders, right? It's a different path, it's a different preparation, different skill set is needed, different knowledge is needed, right? You really yourself need to be on point with healing. And also, when we talk about when we're ready to be released to truly become that healer that taps into path and abundance, some of us, some feminines, they have to tap into abundance from the early stages of their journey, because their 3D job is so low vibrational that is keeping them away from this journey, right? And some feminines, they really can maintain for a very long time their 3D job, because this is just, we live in the physical world. We need pentacles to have food on a plate, right? To survive in this world. This is the world that we live in. And Father Universe, especially on this journey, always takes care of us. So if this job is not an interference with what you're doing, there's no issue. This is why I always say to you guys to watch for that nonsense that sometimes people say online. They're not meant to lead twins, exactly. That, oh, until you tap into abundance. It's not true. Sometimes we have different sources of income that are still very, you can have some investments, you can have a side job that are very 3D, but they're not interfering with us actually completing our purpose on a daily basis. So maybe you have been in this moment that you've been healing for a while, you've been on this journey for a while, maybe you even follow your purpose and you had to pull on your strength, and you've been wondering whether my dream will ever come true, whether I will actually be doing this on a daily basis. But let's see more, because I feel like this may be it for this collective, but the moment is coming, the judgment. I was onto something, you guys. I'm always onto something. I'm very wise. I'm joking. Two of these, since we've done 2 of these for the past one. This may be a long reading, but I thought it would go quicker, but as always, yada, 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 you know me. Whoa, yes. I'm feeling it, spirits. I'm feeling it. I understand. Okay. 1 card. You're one magical collective. And it's not like some collectives are more magical and some divine feminists, but this is what I'm saying to you. Some feminists are meant to work with masses as people who will be accessible to all people. Like anyone can go to a herbalist. Anyone can go for this energy cleanse, Reiki cleanse. Many women more and more start attending womb priestesses to connect to their wombs, to their femininity, which is so beautiful. And the role of these healers is so important, because those healers will be really introducing the world of truth and spirituality to everyone. But there are healers who are meant to work with those of us who will become masters, right? So divine love readers, like I don't, for example, me myself, I don't read for people that come. Sometimes when you don't realize someone books in a reading, that's fine, but I never book in the next one. If it's just someone that came to, they're not spiritual, they're not awakened, they're not walking the path of healing, because I always say this to you guys, I'm your last chapter. I'm the healer. I'm healer for people who, some of us, you're going to come every month because you're on a divine journey every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. Some of you are on a journey of, awakening. You're going to become those spiritual teachers as well, not necessarily through twin flame journey, but you're really going to walk this path of improvement. So you may need just couple of sessions every 3-4 months. You're going to come for like a year or for a year or two, and then you're going to come into your wholeness for this lifetime, right? But I myself, I don't work with people who have no idea. Like, what would I say to these people? Like I babble about past lifetimes, womb healing, right? So it would make no sense to someone who is not meant to really come into that wholeness and that awakening in that lifetime. So we have different types of healer, and whatever healer we're going to become, whatever is our path, this is the preparation that we're going to need. Our journey is tailored specifically for our needs, right? Our souls knew from the very beginning. I wanted one more. Sorry, I'm again. I'm excited. So sometimes it needs deeper healing. It needs deeper preparation, because if you become this person who will create more healers, who will assist people on that final chapter, you really need to be on point with yourself, because it's a responsibility, right? The sacred woman. The sacred woman. You are the sacred woman. All right, you guys. This is what I've said enough already, but this is what I'm getting. We have the bee, we have the dragon. This is your solar plexus. This is your confidence. This is your dragon within. This is that inner knowing. This is that connection to your path. This is this lone wolf energy. I know what I came here to do. I'm going to do it no matter what. You're going to have to put in some hard work in this lifetime to help people. This is why they put you on a journey of hard work. They needed to test your integrity. They needed to test your commitment. They really needed to prepare you. It's really, sometimes we don't understand, you guys, but it's really, you would think that, every divine feminine is going to walk this path and ultimately reach completion. But sadly, there are divine feminines who fall into the temptation of becoming those charlatans, of becoming impatient, of going towards, I want to have more views, more money, more customers. That's why they struggle to get into inner union, not to mention external union. They have to make sure on this journey that we're ready for the great gift that they will grant us. So we have humility, so we have integrity, so we have commitment, so we will never change our messages, our dedication to path, dependent on how many views you have. Because it sounds like it's so easy, you guys, but if you're going to jump from someone who had like small, maybe you were trying to, walk your path and walk your mission. You couldn't get people on session. You couldn't work with people. You couldn't find your platform. You couldn't find your, right? And then suddenly that's going to change. It's going to be like, boom, you're going to go viral. Suddenly you're going to have clients every day. It's really not that easy to transition and not change who you are and how you do things, right? So they really had to make sure that you have everything you need in the physical and in the spirit realm, in your healed space, that you will always be on point, that you will say no to more people if you feel overwhelmed, that you will say no to the temptation of posting content and video that gets more views. No. No, the mission is too important. The truth is too important, right? We have proud newbie. This is number 33. That's on top of that star. I feel like you felt like that newbie for a very long time. I felt like this was your wish. Why is it not? Maybe you even compared, you even looked at other feminines. Why is it not coming into fruition? Why I cannot do what I'm supposed to be doing and other women are working their purpose? Maybe you even, I get it. Maybe you even sometimes, watch some feminines with so many views and comments and such a huge platform, and you felt like they're not really saying anything that deep and that important, so why can I, with all the insights that I have? But with the newbie card, it's a very important energy. There's lessons of humility, because we're all afraid to be newbies, right? It's coming to my mind as well that maybe there's a reason I said that you're going to be changing and shifting. So maybe along the way, your whole journey, your whole mission, when you look at your whole future life, you're not going to be doing same. Maybe every now and then you're going to be guided to start doing things differently, to get introduced to a new craft. And many times in life, you're going to be feeling like a newbie. But that's exciting energy. That's what our soul wants, to do something new, to learn something new. To be a master, you have to be a newbie first. Right? This is a magical card, the star. You are very magical. Your journey is going to be very magical. You will be that northern star for many, the guiding star for many. And you will use many crafts for that. This is why you needed to learn that it's you. It's you. You have to understand that it's you. It's not your craft, it's not your platform. Things will be changing throughout your whole life for you. On our path of alignment, passion and internal fire are very important. We are given talents and passions as our compass, and we must follow them without questioning, as they are puzzle pieces on our mission. When we remain in alignment, we will always be divinely protected, and abundance will follow. Focus on working with dedication, consistency, and integrity. Remain committed to your values, internal truths, and your purpose. Remember, your journey towards alignment should be free of external expectations, entitlement, impatience, and blind ambition. Physical success or external validation must not be your key motivation. This is it. I'm going to put it close. Maybe you want to take a screenshot. Is it working? Is it working, you guys? Because this is important for this collective. I think you're going to have to reverse it. This card is important, and now it's not focusing on me. All right, here we go. You, for your journey, integrity, values, commitment, unshakable. Unshakable. This is why they needed it. To test you. To know that you are the prize. You know your worth. Your values, your authenticity, they will not change, no matter what will be happening in the external world. And you also needed strength, because we have worthiness trauma. When we are, people who hit that point when they really are externally successful, right? So they have, although I always teach you guys that this is not really what success means, but a lot of views, a lot of eyes on them, right? They interact with many people. It sounds, so wonderful, but it's such a heavy thing when it comes to, the more people look at you, the more people will judge you, the more energy you will have to deal with, because every single person, whether that's through screen or in person, that looks at us and that watches us projects their own trauma. This is why healers who work with that kind of energy, they have to be really strong. They have to be anchored in their integrity, in their values, in their commitment, in their strength, to really know how to protect themselves, to really know how to deal with that, to really have that unshakable self-worth, so that no one projecting their BS on you can really ever change for a split second how you feel about yourself, right?